Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to bring another call. This is part three in our series on how insulin affects our body. And tonight we're going to be talking about one of my favorite organs, the liver, because it's kind of timely too with our liver cleanse coming up in a couple weeks. So let's get right into this. And tonight, like I said, we're going to talk about the liver insulin connection and why weight loss feels so incredibly impossible. And this one little secret that we've been learning about this is the third in the series, is really going to make a huge difference in so many lives. And the liver is the body's metabolic control center, regulating insulin, fat burning, detox pathways. And if your liver, like we've talked about this, if you guys don't have this sentence down, if your liver is overloaded with toxins, processed foods, or stress, it gets stuck. And then it goes into fat storage mode. We're going to learn about that tonight. But I want to start first with our Green Organics team, our owner, Paula Scarcella, and her husband, Ben. They started Green Organics companies. We're going to be talking about Heart and Body Naturals. And there's a couple plugs for Glutasana, our essential oil company, in the presentation tonight, too. But they started the company because both Paula had been in the industry before, and she found a lot of things that just did not sit right with her as far as integrity, transparency, favoritism. And so she created this company to alleviate the yuck from the industry and just create this safe space for all of us to be able to share our passions and talking about products that we love, that we get to share with people that we love. So it's pretty amazing. We're purpose-driven, putting people first, earth-friendly. I love that. We're farm direct. There's no middleman. There's no board of directors. We're able to keep costs down for our clients while rewarding the sales force generously. And with over 200 products in 8 years of a consistent growth, Heart and Body Naturals is built on authenticity, like I said, transparency, and fairness. So we are very lucky to have found this little unicorn. But here's where the real magic starts. So we've got great leadership in the company, right? But what's great leadership if you don't have products to back it? We have Alexandria. Oh, why is my doing that? I did this. I need to figure out if there's an update or something. So Alexandria has over 30 years, probably closer to 40 years experience in the Ayurvedic health and wellness, Ayurvedic medicine, aromatherapy, herbal and natural remedy world. And this beautiful partnership, like Alexandria is the mother of essential oils in the Western world. She actually sleeps with not most of her books, but some of her books at night. This is who she is. Aromatherapy and healing people is a part of every fiber of her being. And we are so lucky to have this world-renowned formulator formulating our products for us. So there's a story too. There's a Who is Alexandria website out there that you can take a look and read more about her. Before we get into tonight's talk, I do want to make sure that you are fully aware that these statements in this presentation have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The products and information discussed in this presentation are not intended to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any diseases or illness. So we just want to make sure that you take your health seriously. You look at tonight's presentation as an educational opportunity for you to be able to do more research to better the advancement of your own health and vitality. So hello, my friends. My name is Tina Hewerman, and I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, and a homesteader, finally. And I'm passionate about helping others feel their absolute best inside and out. And as the founder of this weekly podcast, The Detox Divas, and a mindset coach, I love sharing simple ways to support your health naturally, because I know firsthand the power in that journey. I've overcome quite a bit in my life, and I like to share those tips and tricks with others. And so thank you for being along on this journey with me. I do appreciate that. So let's talk about what we've covered already these past 2 weeks. Part one was insulin resistance and weight release, why insulin is the fat storage hormone, how blood sugar spikes create metabolic chaos, the hidden role of stress, why traditional dieting makes insulin resistance even worse. Like here you are trying your best to eat healthy and do all the right things, but if you've got this insulin resistance, it's not going to work. And a lot of people struggle with that, men and women. And then number two is the gut insulin and how your gut health influences the blood sugar and fat storage and the link between the microbiome imbalances and cravings. These replays are available, so please reach out to whoever invited you to this call and they can get you those replays. They are also pinned in the wellness community as well. And we introduced our brand new topic, Tulsi Trim. And I've just been so infatuated with the insulin connection that and the insulin benefits that Tulsi Trim brings. I decided to do a 4-part series. Tonight's part 3. So why is it that some people struggle to lose weight even when eating healthy and exercising? Haven't you heard a friend say, I've tried everything to lose weight and nothing works for me? I must have this wrong. I must have this wrong. It's really boils down to insulin and the liver's role in metabolism and fat burning fat burning is what we're going to cover tonight as well. How the liver and insulin works together or against you. Signs your liver is overloaded. We've covered that on a couple calls before. We've got several new people on the call tonight. Why toxins get stored in fat, the impact of NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, on weight gain. You can see right there. Insulin is a fat storage hormone, and consistently high levels contribute to insulin resistance, which leads to type 2 diabetes. So it's a pretty significant hormone within our body. And it's just been so fun to get to know it, really, is what we've been doing these past 3 weeks. So what is the liver's role in the metabolism? And the liver is often overlooked in weight loss, but it plays such a crucial role in your metabolism. It processes the glucose, it detoxifies the body, it regulates fat burning. And when working efficiently, it will help convert stored fat into energy. But when we are overloaded with toxins, processed foods, excess sugar, it prioritizes the detox over the fat metabolism, making that weight loss nearly impossible. Dr. Jason Fung, insulin is the hormone that tells your body whether to burn fat or fix it or store it. Fixing the insulin resistance and weight loss becomes effortless. Let me know in the chat, who would like to have an effortless weight loss journey or weight release journey? So the liver is the body's metabolic control center. It regulates the glucose, the fat, and the protein metabolism. And it processes the glucose, storing excess as glycogen or releasing it for energy when it's needed. It acts as the body's primary detox organ, filtering toxins, pollutants, and excess hormones. But when overloaded with those toxins and processed foods, the liver prioritizes detox over the fat metabolism, making weight loss so much harder. It produces the bile, which is essential for fat digestion and nutrient absorption. It regulates cholesterol level and converts stored fat into energy. A congested liver can lead to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and weight gain. And adaptogenic herbs that we're going to talk about later, like holy basil, can help with that a little bit, but we're going to get to that later. So how insulin and the liver work together or against you. So insulin is responsible for regulating the blood sugar, but when the liver becomes sluggish or overloaded, it affects how insulin functions within the body. And that stressed liver, that's one of the reasons that people lose weight when we do our liver cleanses, because they end up losing weight with that liver cleanse. Once they get that bile flowing and that fat starting to burn, our liver cleanse alone can help people shed some pounds, but the insulin issue may not go away right away. That might take some more liver love along the way. And that's where we're going to talk about. So insulin is kind of the key hormone that regulates the metabolism. It controls how the body uses and stores energy. It shuttles glucose from the bloodstream into the cells to be used for energy or stored for later in the fat cells. And when insulin functions properly, blood sugar remains stable, energy levels are consistent, and fat burning is efficient. But when insulin levels are chronically high, due to poor diet, stress, insulin resistance, the body shifts into storing fat, making weight loss even more difficult. So when the liver is overloaded with the toxins, it struggles to perform its key functions. A sluggish liver also fails to properly filter the toxins, causing them to accumulate in fat cells, which makes weight loss even more harder. And over time, this overload can contribute to the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, metabolic disorders, and chronic fatigue. And when insulin levels are high, your liver stops burning that fat. The liver stores the excess glucose in the fat, leading to your belly fat. And over time, insulin resistance develops, making that weight loss difficult. So why high insulin keeps the body in fat storage mode? Well, one is it's to protect sorry, I got off track. High insulin levels signal the body to store the fat instead of burning it. And when insulin is elevated, often due to frequent sugar intake, let me know if you're a sugar junkie like my husband. Stress, who doesn't have stress in life right now, or insulin resistance, the cells stop responding efficiently. And excess glucose gets stored as fat around the belly. And since insulin is a storage hormone, high levels prevent the breakdown of that stored fat. And that keeps the body in that fat storage mode. Again, no matter how hard you try to lose weight, it's going to be really hard to get rid of that belly fat because your detox pathways are not completely open or flowing, and your liver needs a little bit of love. So here are some signs that your liver is struggling. A sluggish liver isn't about digestion. It affects metabolism, insulin, and fat storage. And when the liver is overwhelmed, the toxins are going to build up, the blood sugar becomes unstable, and fat burning goes away. You're going to have stubborn belly fat that won't budge. You're going to have cravings for sugar and processed foods. You're going to have energy crashes after meals, brain fog, mood swings, irritability, digestive issues, skin problems like acne, eczema, and rashes. I did not know that. And did you know that skin tags is also a sign of an insulin issue going on within the body? All of these are signs that your liver needs support, and a congested liver struggles to break that down. I had the quote on there twice, but that's from Dr. Jason Fung. He said that insulin is the hormone that tells your body whether to burn the fat or store it. And when you fix the insulin issue, the weight loss becomes effortless. Now, I want some effortless fat detoxing. How about the rest of you? So the hidden dangers of insulin resistance and a fatty liver. The NAFLD affects 1 in 3 adults. I had no idea that many people were affected by NAFLD. And even non-drinkers, which, okay, well, I have that one covered. I aced that part, but no longer. I've had 2 years of liver love without alcohol, so that's been pretty amazing. Excess sugar and processed foods cause fat deposits in the liver, worsening the insulin resistance. Fatty liver is linked to chronic fatigue, craving, stubborn belly fat, and increased risk of diabetes. So there's this nasty circle. And it's the dangerous cycle that puts you into this. And it's really hard to get out of it without a lifestyle change. Fat builds up in the liver, which reduces the insulin sensitivity. Your body's going to produce more insulin, and then you get high insulin levels. And then the body stores even more fat. And so it goes in this vicious circle the more toxins you take in, the more times, the more work your liver has to do to dispel the toxins, purify the blood, the high insulin levels and the lack of fat burning, like all of these issues play into this very dangerous cycle. So fatty liver is linked to stubborn the belly fat, the chronic fatigue, the cravings for sugar, the brain fog. And even if you've never been diagnosed with a fatty liver, if you struggle with stubborn weight, cravings, or low energy, there's a good chance that your liver needs some help. So what's the detox weight loss connection? So your body has this natural survival mechanism in it. And when toxins enter the body and the liver can't process them efficiently, they get stored in those fat cells, kind of as a protection mechanism. And that is to protect the vital organs. I mean, your body's going to look at these toxins coming in, and if it can't get rid of them, it's going to be like, oh, she fed it to me. He fed it to me. I must need to store onto this and keep this in case I need it someday. And plus, it just doesn't sit right with me, and I don't want it to affect the other organs that I'm protecting. And so this process of storing, if you've got a lot of stubborn belly fat, you have a lot of stubborn chemicals that you have exposed your body to, whether it's personal care, household cleaners, the food you eat, the air you breathe. And if you're not detoxing, that's getting stored in your belly as, I know, Marty, isn't that crazy? But the liver is your main detox organ and filtering toxins, excess hormones, and metabolic waste. And then when overloaded, the liver can't process toxins fast enough. And so it backs up, leading to this toxic buildup into your liver, kind of like sludge, liver sludge. And then to prevent damage to your heart, brain, and other organs, those toxins are going to get trapped in those fat cells instead of being flushed out. And then the body resists fat loss because releasing stored fat could flood the bloodstream with unprocessed toxins, causing inflammation and oxidative stress. Isn't that crazy how that's all connected? And so toxins directly interfere with your metabolism. And that's one of the reasons it's not your fault. Kind of is if you're eating toxic food and not taking those steps to have a clean vessel. But those toxins, again, slowing down the energy production, making you feel fat, fatigued, and sluggish. The environmental toxins from plastics, pesticides, and air pollutions, those white lines in the sky that fly over us every now and then. And the next day you get a crazy snowstorm out of nowhere. And then the more toxins that are stored in the fat, the harder it becomes for your body to burn that fat. And again, that's just to prevent any damage to the rest of the organs in your body. So how do we support this? How do we get past this? We're exposed to toxins all the time. Since food is one of the biggest sources, we're going to start there. We really, really need to get a hold of our processed carbs and sugars, you guys. That's one of the things that's really bad on the body. Excess sugar is stored as fat in the liver, leading to the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Artificial sweeteners. I can't remember who did the post in the group talking about artificial sweeteners, but that's a real, real danger. And that can disrupt the gut bacteria and slow your metabolism even more. I know if you're drinking this beautiful tea that we have and you add a little bit of lemon and then you add an artificial sweetener packet to it, that's really not helping you. It's harming you because that's more chemicals that are going into and through your liver, and your liver can't produce that bile in order for you to be able to burn that fat. And vegetable oils, canola, soy, corn, sunflower, safflower, and cottonseed, those are highly inflammatory and contribute to the oxidative stress in the liver. I feel like, they came out with this stuff and they did this heavy marketing for this stuff. Sometimes I feel like they do this for us or do this to us just to make us sick, right? Don't you feel like that? Like you're constantly having to watch what's coming at you and why is this approved and why is this approved? And why is that, frowned upon when we're talking about, say, soursop tea and its abilities to help regulate the bad cells within the body that, some people have major medical treatments for. And then the highly processed foods and packaged foods, they're loaded with preservatives. Y'all, you don't need a preservative in your body. What does that do to the food? It preserves the food. You can have an apple with a preservative on it on the counter for like 2 months. Now, you don't need that in the body because that's another artificial thing coming in that's attacking and causing all of this insulin resistance. It's this big cycle that you just keep feeding and feeding and feeding. And then artificial dyes, emulsifiers, which must be detoxified again through the liver. Yes, yellow number 5 is one of them. And liver supporting foods, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. I know Miriam's got some Brussels sprouts in the oven right now. Kale, cabbage, that boosts the glutathione production, the liver's master antioxidant. You've got beets, which beets is in a couple of our superfoods that we carry. Lemon and lime, you guys, if you should actually do and get an organic lemon juice, take a tablespoon of that, a tablespoon of olive oil, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, and drink that, just a tablespoon, and drink that every day. And you're going to see amazing results just in your digestion and your insulin regulation. Turmeric is another one. Garlic and onion is fantastic. Fermented foods. I have been buying sauerkraut and eating a couple, like maybe a fourth of a cup of it before meals. And I'm really liking that. Miso, kefir, yogurt, that helps support your gut health. Now, last week we talked about the gut insulin connection. So there's a plug for that one. Cilantro and parsley. Buy it fresh, grow it in a pot in a sunny location this summer. Go get yourself some cilantro and parsley and start sprinkling that on your food. And did you know that restaurants that serve parsley as a pretty on your plate, the parsley's not there for pretty. It's there to help freshen your breath after your meal. So don't be afraid to eat your parsley when you go to the restaurants. And then wild caught fatty fish, salmon, sardines, and mackerel, they're high in omega-3s, like our black seed oil, which combat liver inflammation. Green tea, we've got green tea, which is help improve liver detox pathways and fat metabolism. And then your filtered water, half your body weight in ounces daily, you guys. You got to do that to flush that liver out. And I always like to say this, love yourself enough to care what goes into your body, because nobody else is going to do that for you. So reduce the toxins in your home. Let's talk about that for a moment. I know it is a hard switch, but I'm not saying go empty out your cleaning closet and throw it all away. If you do not have your hands on Alexandria's book, Recipes from the Still Room, make sure you ask whoever invited you to this call for that book, because there are some amazing recipes in there for household cleaners. And so when your toilet scrubber cleaning product runs out, go to Alexandria's book and just replace it by making your own. And when the next product that you use on a daily basis runs out, go to Alexandria's book, have those ingredients on hand, and make a new one. You're going to feel better the less toxins that you're exposed to. Nonstick cookware, that's a big one. Cookware is a big one, but use Teflon. You don't want the Teflon at all. I know that was such a big rage, back in the 70s and 80s, maybe, when that was brought out. But that's really, really a dangerous chemical. The coatings release these toxic fumes when heated. It's linked to liver damage. Plastic containers and water bottles. I'm finally purging out my plastic containers. And I just bought a package of a really nice size glass storage container for leftovers, for my salad fixins. I know one day Paula was saying in the chat that she has a salad bar in her fridge. I'm like, that's a great idea. So I'm going to get all of my veggies all washed up when I go to the store and put those individually in those glass containers, and just be able to pull out what I want on my salad that day, or just set up a big salad bar on my countertop. Pesticides and herbicides found in conventionally grown produce accumulate in the liver and contribute to insulin resistance. You can also wash your fruits and vegetables in, I can remember the ratio. I don't measure. I just kind of fill my sink, pour a bunch of vinegar in there, and then soak my vegetables for about 10 minutes. And if you haven't seen my video where there was an actual parasite that came out of my organic blueberries, you will understand why it's important to, one, do a liver parasite cleanse, but two, wash your vegetables. So, like I said, use essential oils instead of air fresheners. They're so much better for you. Switch to glass or stainless steel food storage. Replace nonstick cookware with cast iron. You can pick those up at antique stores. I know how to clean them and season them. I can, give you tips on that. I used to reseason those and sell cast iron several years ago. There's a little fun fact about Tina I don't think anybody knew. Replace your nonstick cookware. Okay, use vinegar and baking soda for cleaning. Excellent. If you've got a stainless steel sink or a glass top stove, there is seriously no other cleaner better than just pure baking soda. And so next time your sink gets dirty, just sprinkle some baking soda in there and scrub your sink with that or your glass top, and you will be amazed at how much comes off. Invest in a high quality water filter. You can get those pretty inexpensively at the store. As you probably saw, I have one for my bathtub because if I'm soaking in a tub of water, I want it to be as pure as possible. And then choose organic produce and grass-fed meat. I know I had a dream about this the other night, and I'm so glad that I included this because, we can say, well, I'm eating healthy because I'm eating these fruits and vegetables, but if they're not organic, they're causing damage. And so it's preventative when you spend a little bit more and you get that organic produce. And I know that that's really hard, especially in today's time, with all the financial worries and stuff that are going on, but that's an investment that you hopefully will love yourself and your family enough to invest in that organic produce and the grass-fed meat. So hopefully that stuck with you a little bit right there, at least with that. Minimize toxins in personal care products. There are parabens and phthalates found in lotions, shampoos, perfumes. They mimic your estrogen and promote fat storage. So if you're using those commercial, widely produced body products and you have a weight issue that you're wanting to take care of, some of these things are storing up in your liver and causing issues that are preventing you from the way your body is supposed to perform. Triclosan and antibacterial soaps. I've mentioned this, I don't know how many times. Triclosan it disrupts thyroid function and gut bacteria, making detox harder. But triclosan has also been linked to cancer. Triclosan has been banned from hand soaps, but it's still allowed in toothpaste. Please make that make sense to me. Aluminum deodorant. That's huge. That's a huge one because that aluminum can penetrate the skin. And what is right underneath our armpit are lymph nodes. And if you were to get a cancer diagnosis, what's one thing you would not want to hear? It's in your lymph nodes. So why would we want to apply deodorant on an area that would be part of one of the scariest things you could hear if you were ever diagnosed with cancer? And then again, the fluoride in toothpaste, it interferes with the thyroid function, showing metabolism. Choose natural deodorants. Look for baking soda, coconut oil, and magnesium-based formulas. Use coconut oil or shea butter that are free from synthetic chemicals to moisturize your body. Swap chemical-based sunscreens for mineral sunscreen. Think about that. You're putting this chemical sunscreen on your body. You're going out into the sunshine. You're heating up those chemicals on the largest organ of your entire body. And what do you think is going to happen? Those are cancer-causing ingredients that are being heated up and penetrating the skin. Use essential oils instead of synthetic perfumes, because when you're smelling those perfumes, where does that go when you smell? It goes right to the brain, right? So you're getting those heavy metals into your brain. and then switch to a fluoride-free toothpaste. Reduce your thyroid disrupting chemicals. So why do traditional diets fail if the liver is overloaded? So many people struggling are told to eat less and move more. How many people, let me know in the comments, how many people have tried to diet and nothing's worked? Cutting calories does not fix insulin resistance, my friends. It can actually make it worse. Most diets focus on the reducing the food, but they fail to address the hormonal imbalance that makes that weight loss different. When insulin resistance is present, cells stop responding properly to the insulin, meaning sugar stays in the blood instead of being used for energy. And as a result, the pancreas has to release more insulin, which triggers the fat storage rather than the fat burning. And eating less, get this, eating less while insulin levels remains high keeps your body in a fear state where it's going to think it's starving. And so it's going to hold on to these fat cells. So if the insulin resistance is not addressed first, cutting calories just makes you hungrier, more fatigued while your body continues storing the fat. Doesn't make sense anymore, does it? What we've been taught for so many years on healthy eating is not making sense now that we know this secret, which all boils down to insulin. Extreme detoxes and crash diets. I'm so grateful for our gentle protocols that we have here at Heart and Body Naturals, because our protocols are so incredibly gentle on the body that we do not see a lot of people that have the Herxheimer reaction where they're feeling the flu symptoms, where they're feeling like their body aches, they're sleepy, they've got headaches, they're nauseous, they're chills, flu-like symptoms with detoxing. And if your liver is not processing correctly, no amount of detox is going to work for you. In fact, it can be actually dangerous for your health to ever do a detox if your liver is not functioning correctly, which is why I always say you have to start with that liver cleanse. And so a properly functioning liver is absolutely essential for body safety. And extreme diets without liver support can backfire, leaving you feeling so much worse than before. And then toxins block that fat burning, making diet feel impossible. If the liver is overwhelmed, what happens? We talked about that. The hidden factor that most diet programs overlook is the toxic load. And I would say that with most diseases that people experience or are living with, those chronic illnesses that people are living with, can probably be traced back to an insulin resistance and a clogged liver. And so your body will not let go of the fat if your liver is not functioning correctly. So what's a better approach? Improve your insulin sensitivity by lowering insulin levels to help the body switch from fat storage to fat burning. Support your liver with detoxification. We talked about some foods you can eat. Removing the buildup of toxins allows that liver, you love that liver and it's going to burn that fat. Reduce your inflammatory foods, processed foods, vegetable oils, refined sugars, get rid of that. That's going to be easier on the liver. Prioritize nutrient-rich whole foods, fibers, antioxidants, and minerals like fulvic acid. Help the liver flush toxins safely without overwhelming those detox pathways. And then use gentle detoxification. Incorporate sweating, hydration, liver support to aid in your body's natural ability to detoxify. And this is where Tulsi Trim comes in. Tulsi Trim, we went kind of deep on that on week ones. You can always ask for that replay. And that is going to help reduce cortisol and insulin resistance. The chamomile and licorice and ginger support the digestion and the liver function. The Tulsi reduces the oxidative stress. Tulsi, which is the holy basil, helping the liver to process the fats and the toxins more efficiently. It's going to support that blood sugar balance. Whether you have a blood sugar issue, type 1, type 2, Tulsi is going to be an excellent support for your blood sugar balancing in addition to helping you burn the fat and helping the liver and helping the gut, because it's very gut friendly as well. And then reducing those cravings and energy crashes. And really, it is a half a teaspoon that you put in water twice a day and you drink that. And I find it very, very delicious. I love it. It's going to make a huge difference in your liver function, your metabolism, and your weight release journey. I'm going to have to send a trouble ticket in on this. So you can get your Tulsi trim either as a single bag. There's also the Slim and Trim trilogy, which will come with the Slimmer Max, which has patented ingredients in it to help you release weight. If weight release is your goal, if it's liver health, then we're going to talk about that a little bit next week. But the Tulsi, the Slimmer Max, the Vitality, which I'm sipping on right now, I don't go a day without my Vitality, and I probably drink a half a gallon of this a day. And then you're going to get the free Purge Tonic, which we'll be using on our Parasite Cleanse next month. The directions are right there. Mix 1 scoop of Tulsi trim with 8 ounces of water and drink that twice daily. Right there, you're going to start burning. Slimmer Max is a powerful formula that features patented weight loss ingredients like sensoril ashwagandha, which is so calming and helps with the cravings and the mind control that you helps you with your mind control in fighting the urges to eat junk food. Then Chromanex 3 Plus to help reduce the hunger, curb the stress, eating, lower the cortisol levels, and stabilize blood sugar. You can drink that 3 times a day before each meal. The Vitality, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no limit. Well, there probably is a limit, but like I said, I drink a half a gallon of that. Purge Tonic once a day is excellent for gut health. So if you don't show up for yourself, who's going to show up for you? You're the only one that can show up for yourself and make these changes to have that healthier body, to have that glowing report with your blood work, your blood sugar levels, your liver numbers and everything like that. And if you're brand new and you've never ordered from the company or anybody within the company, ask about a $25 gift card. There's some certain restrictions that may apply, but I'm pretty generous with those, as I know most people are here with the company. And so let's recap. Did you like that presentation? Did you get some value out of that? So part 1, we talked about insulin resistance and weight release. Part 2 is the gut insulin connection. Tonight was the liver insulin connection. And so what's next? Well, next week we have to do a little bit of education on the liver and parasite cleanse, since that starts on April 5th. But guess what's coming up on April 3rd? Let me know in the comments if you or you know anyone that struggles to lose weight because of a thyroid issue. Did you know that there is also a connection with insulin and thyroid issues in people and its ability to function correctly? And then our liver cleanse begins April 5th. We'll do 3-day liver cleanse and roll right into a 10-day parasite cleanse. So hope you guys can join us for that. And if you are not able to join the liver cleanse, please make sure you are in the wellness community, just so you can follow along. The guides post and all the education will be left up in the group. So you're more than welcome to do it on your own as well. But there is a time limit. You do need to get that liver and parasite cleanse kit ordered so that you are ready to start. And, well, that's our free product, which is Purge Tonic. I just spoke about that. There is a brand new parasite detox kit that is available that has one of my other favorite products. How do I even say my favorite product when they all are? But Soursop Fusion Tea. I think I'm going to do a deep dive onto Soursop coming up too. We've got one more part, the thyroid part with the Tulsi, and then I might roll right into the Soursop because of some of the information that I have been finding with some. I don't want to quote what I have found on this without having the actual articles to block it up. But let me just say, I would love to have given this to my mama if she were still around. Soursop is an amazing herbal tea blend. It's great for a parasite detox. That kit's going to come with the purge tonic. The clove essential oil. Clove is known to help kill off the parasitic eggs that may be left behind. Parasites are kind of like fleas. You kind of keep treating them to get rid of them all, because as they're dying off, some of them will throw eggs or give birth basically over the full moon. And so then you've got to try to get those eggs too. Well, now we've got clove in there that's going to help neutralize those eggs. And then, of course, the Hepa Detox and the Purge Tonic. So I would say, please try to get your orders ordered by the 27th of March. I think that's next Thursday. If not, before 10 a.m. next Friday, if you're going to do the parasite liver cleanse with us. Just that should give enough time to get the products into your mailbox if you're a U.S. Resident. And that will give you enough time to get that so you can start with us. And if you're a day or two behind, that's okay. Like I said, the posts are still going to be up, and we can just help you and guide you. And feel free to ask questions in the group too. So another little talk about Gotesana, our sister company. Prosperity is one of my favorite oils. And if you're not using this every day, you're missing out on some abundance. Prosperity comes with a daily intention that says, I believe I will be prosperous in all areas of my life, and I will not listen to any negativity regarding my ability to do so. I am in command of my destiny, and no one can prevent success except for myself. And that is the truth. Those 6 inches between your ears determines whether you're going to go into a fat burning machine or store it to protect your organs. And it's also going to be what leads you or keeps you held back or catapults you into success. So these oils are designed to help with that. There's a couple different kits. There's an essential oil kit that has 4 different oils. And then there's this beautiful one here that's my favorite that comes with the body bar soap, the deodorant, the tooth powder, and then that's going to come with 3 other oils with that. And it's such an affordable price. It's crazy. If you're interested in learning more about sharing with those that you love, then hop on the next call with Coach Marcus. He's going to start here in about 15 minutes. And that's oneteam1dreamhangout.com. If somebody wants to drop that in the chat. And then the passcode is Go1Team, all small letters. I finally fixed that. For weeks, I had it all capped and people were having trouble getting on. So finally got that fixed. And if you are a customer with Heart and Body Naturals, or you are an affiliate with Heart and Body Naturals and you've got some amazing testimonies using these products, if you wouldn't mind messaging me, because I can talk the who, the what, and the why all day long about the geeky side of the products that I love to research. But what really gets to people are the stories of how the products are working for each other or for others. So I'd love to put together a testimony call. So if you could private message me that, I would certainly appreciate it. I would love to feature you and just do maybe a 5-minute, 10-minute Q&A on how these products are working, what your favorite products are, and maybe your story could inspire someone else. So with that, thank you so much for being a part of this. Next week, like I said, we'll be going over the parasite and the liver cleanse. And then the week after that, reach out to your friends with thyroid issues. Let them know. We're going to talk about hyper and hypothyroidism and how insulin plays a part in that. So with that, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for always hopping on and learning and allowing me to share my passion about this amazing company, opportunity, and products with you. Have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, guys.